Hey, this is Jeff Brown with Griot's Garage. I am stoked to tell you about the new long throw random orbital we've been working on. It's called the Boss. We've got two configurations. The Boss G15, 15 millimeters of paint correcting power. And we've got the Boss G21, 21 millimeters. Imagine 162% more defect correction than our current 6-inch random orbital. We've been building orbitals since the early 1990s. This tool has been built from the ground up. Why don't we take a look under the hood and see what makes it so special? Long throw orbitals, long story short, they basically came from the OEM paint world, or actually OEM manufacturing. They basically would remove defects in a real quick fashion, get them down the production line. That technology has been translated into the aftermarket for you, just to help produce a quicker, faster way of getting paint perfection, or achieving, as it were. This is our 6-inch random orbital. Some of you may have this at home in your garage or at your shop. It's been around. We've been in the random orbital business since the early 90s. We were one of the first. This tool, just to put it into perspective, what's different between this and a long throw? The question is a good one. 8 millimeter throw, so orbit-wise, so the complete orbit of that tool, the side-to-side motion, is 8 millimeters. It's going to deliver great light defect removal and some light polishing, waxing, great for applying sealants, that kind of thing. However, these Boss tools are really a much more professional tool. Not that that isn't, but these just take it to a whole new level in terms of capabilities. 15 millimeter orbit, what is that good for? It's going to be great for going after moderate defects. It's going to be safe for anybody even who's like an enthusiast who's currently using our 6-inch tool and they want to upgrade, or a professional who just wants to do light to moderate defect removal. The 21 is a serious machine that needs to be respected. It's going to remove paint defects very quickly. And typically we really recommend that you're a professional user or a very well experienced enthusiast. So Boss G15, Boss 21. These tools were not just ordered from a catalog. They started from a drawing, something that I drew out 18 months ago. You know, I've personally been in detailing. I've detailed cars for 25 years. And coming along with that comes with experience, you know, just like you guys and gals, thousands of hours behind a polisher. You know what you like, you know what works, you know what you wish you had. I was just blessed and fortunate enough to be able to be a part of a really great team at Griot's Garage, one of the most passionate teams I've worked with, that really helped deliver a polisher that encompasses everything that I think you're going to appreciate. So let's talk about that. Let's figure out like what went into this tool. It started off with a drawing, and a lot of CAD drawings were kind of spawned from that, and then it turned into an actual model where you can touch it, feel it, kind of hold the tool and understand where the improvements need to take place. And from there, we ended up moving into an actual production model. Molds were created from thin air, basically from solid steel billet, and turned into what we call pre-production model. We've sent those out to real-world testers, detailers, perhaps like yourself, or enthusiasts who hammered on this tool, ran it for hundreds of hours to ensure that it's durable and it's everything that we felt it was going to be. So let's take a little bit of a look at the internals of this. What makes the Boss special? There's quite a few components, features that we put into this that I think definitely makes the tool special. Let's do a quick review of that. Power, we focused on 3 elements: performance, control, and comfort. This thing's got 900 watts. It's the most powerful tool in the market. What does that mean to you? It just means that you're going to be able to power through and remove defects faster than anything out there. So we got 900 watts. To translate that and control it, you've got the finest bearings in the world, Japanese, NSK. They invented the ball bearing. That's not something that comes with most tools. It's a definite upgrade. From there, we out of a solid piece of steel is a CNC machined counterbalance. This is precisely matched to the weight of the backing plate and the pads to deliver a smooth experience. Very low vibration, smooth experience. So that's a counterbalance assembly when you add the counterweight. So it's almost like if it were you're building a big block motor for drag racing, you're going to blueprint it. You're going to check every component from the crankshaft to the rods to the pistons. That's what we did with this tool, from the counterbalance to the backing plates to the very unique Boss pads that we've developed. They're not just your ordinary average pad. They're very specifically designed for this. Check that out in a later video. But so counterbalance assembly, got the bearings. So a few other things. Control. One of the things that I know I look for in a tool is to be able to control the speed with a random smooth sweep of the trigger. There's some tools in the market that are throttles, or a toggle switch, if you will. They just basically just on or off. This tool, as you can see, I'll just demo it instead of talk about it. You've got you can hear the tool barely come to a crawl. As you progressively pull that trigger, it's instant on. So you don't have to wait for the throttle. Sometimes some tools don't respond. They just kind of sit there and hum. It becomes very annoying, if you will. This is just instant on. So that's our progressive throttle. A lot of work went into that. So a few other things. The tool, when the Boss comes with basically a shroud that you can see here, and it engages with the backing plate from the factory. And we do that intentionally. That just essentially improves the safety of the tool for perhaps an enthusiast who doesn't want a lot of paint correction, just wants moderate, maybe just a hair above, or more than a hair, but a few degrees more aggressive than our 6-inch. Here's just kind of an example of the engagement. You can see when I turn that plate, it actually stops, and that's because of that friction of the rubber between the fiberglass plate. So from the factory, it actually comes with some grease on the plate, and that's to lubricate that. You want to make sure you're going to get a replacement with the kit. You want to kind of maintain that. But to improve the paint correction or step it up a notch, everything with the Best of Show system and the Boss, everything we've done is try to build some variability and allow you to adapt to the preference that you want, whether it's very least aggressive, least invasive method to all the way up to something that's very effective and quick in terms of defect removal. We include a stainless steel spacer that you can insert in between the backing plate. Now, the backing plate and the hub, and that just actually imposes a gap and allows the pad and the backing plate to spin freely. What does that mean? It essentially translates to more paint correcting ability, and the tool will actually, you'll see the pad spin quicker, which removes paint or more effectively or defects. So those are just some adjustments or modifications you can make to the tool depending on what you want. Just always remember to use the least invasive method. You know, our main principle in doing, no matter what it is with car care, is to first do no harm, just like a doctor. We can always take a little bit more off, and it's easy to step it up or do a second application. It's just a little bit more difficult to refinish the car. And so when you're trying to decide what's best for you, whether it's the G15 or the G21, know that even on a car like this 300 SL, I'm not going to just go with the big guns right out of the gate. It's not necessary. I'll start off with the G15, and if I can accomplish and achieve my goals with that, I'll do that. If I need to step it up a notch, then I'll go to the G21. A couple nice other notables with the Boss is that we've developed the counterbalance assemblies and the backing plates to be flexible. If you wanted to equip the G15, which comes standard with a 5-inch plate, you wanted to modify it and add a 6-inch, it actually will make the tool even less aggressive. You can do that. We sell the accessories separately, and you just pop that on and you're ready to go. If you want to take the G21 and take it comes standard with a 6-inch plate. If you want to step it up to another level of aggressiveness and effectiveness, then you can put a 5-inch plate on here. it's, again, least invasive method. It's up to you to make that call. But that's another benefit to the Boss. You have more flexibility than any other tool on the market. So a couple other notables and I'm out of here. 16 gauge heavy duty silicone rubber cord, flexible. One of the best cord jackets. We call it a gusseted jacket. It's one of the best in the business. It will protect your cord from that 90-degree bending that occurs as you put it over your shoulder. And I think last but certainly not least, the most important aspect of this tool, aside from power, is comfort. You're spending anywhere from 2 to 3 to 20 hours correcting, or maybe more, correcting a car. We have really a lot of thought out characteristics of the body. One is the platypus grip. You know, as you see, it looks somewhat like a platypus. So the benefit to this is it conforms absolutely perfectly to your palm. And as you can see, real natural wraparound. And we have double shot rubber throughout the tool, actually 6 different placements, and that just dampens that energy transfer between the tool and your hand, and that makes it more comfortable. From there, you've got the mid points, and the benefit to these, for me personally, I've been doing a lot of polishing with this tool and testing it, and you're going to find that your right hand, or if you're left-handed, your left hand is going to be kind of at that midpoint of the body, and that gives you real nice control. You're going to work the very bottom of the car. You just you have real central focus control for the side panels. And then also the pistol grip. This is about as ergonomic as it gets. You can just see how my hand just naturally fits, and the trigger is right there, 1 finger or 2. So that's our pistol grip, double shot rubber. One other portion or one other area is the variable speed trigger, the throttle we call it. As you can see, it's got double shot rubber there, which is nice. So the Boss G15, G21, last but not least, I'll fire it up a little bit. You'll see I throw a little Sharpie here. That's kind of an old school trick. I'm sure a lot of you are doing that. You can see how the backing plate is rotating, and that just allows you to kind of let the tool communicate to you as you're polishing a car. As you can see here, I'll hit this counter. You can see it, that rotation as I bear down on the tool, the throttle actually responds. The speed controller responds and puts more power to the surface. And as you can see, in terms of comfort and the smooth operation of the tool, imagine literally just polishing the hood like so with 1 finger. So that's the Boss. Got one last thing, and that's our handles. These are options. Certainly professionals typically prefer to not use these, but I would encourage you to have an open mind, because especially the right angle handle is something that a lot of our testers preferred. Mushroom grips that dampen energy, silicone rubber dampeners that also, kind of like a motor mount, prevent that transfer, which makes it even more comfortable. So many different positions with the D handle and the right angle handle. So other than that, I appreciate you hanging out in Griot's garage here and checking out the Boss. If you have any more questions or want to learn more about the Best of Show system, check out Griot's garage /Boss. Thanks.